Shove it, man!
Today on Ring of the Hawk, I'm being forced to come face to face with one of my biggest rivals of all time. No, it's not Wes Briscoe, we're not quite there yet. This video is going to suck, and I'm probably going to struggle not to smash my computer into 1,000 pieces during this video. Because today's competitor, I don't want on the Ring of the Hawk roster. Talking of the roster, Brock Lesnar is our new champion and is our first day on Season 2. Unfortunately, I can't put that on YouTube, so the link for my Patreon is below. Trust me, I'd put it on YouTube if I could, but it's just not possible. On to today's video. I get comments asking me all the time why I hate today's competitor Chavo. You may finally find that out today when I spray. Today's video is a really weird Patreon request from Southside Mitch. What the hell is wrong with you, Mitch? Why would you want me to make this video? If you want to be a bitch like Mitch, sign up today. And of course,
If you know a wrestler that can do the J-O-B to the H-A-W-K any night, any day, ha ha! Shove their name in the comments, Jack!
it's a swerve, bro. It's Chavo's dad. That's what you all wanted to see, isn't it? That's the Chavo you wanted to see. Okay, Chavo Classic. He's so old, he's Jurassic. The run starts off at the beginning of 2004. Our competitor is here to deal with family business. He is the older brother of Eddie Guerrero and the father of Chavo Guerrero Jr. He is around 55 years old at this point. He calls out Eddie to apologise for his son's recent actions. It really looks like they're having a worst haircut ever contest in the ring. Chavo Sr. is actually okay on the mic. Out of nowhere, Chavo Sr. attacks Eddie Guerrero with Chavo Jr. distracting him. And this sets up his Ring of the Hawk run. I'm not sure what to expect. He doesn't exactly look like he's in physical condition to have any sort of match. Match 1, SmackDown main event, tag match. Eddie Guerrero teams up with Kurt Angle to take on Chavo Sr. and Jr. We seem to have a bit of a mismatch here. Eddie is determined to beat up his family members, but they're too scared to face him. Our guy doesn't start the match. I really have no idea how much in-ring work Sr. will be doing today. Chavo Jr. keeps getting out-wrestled by Angle, so his dad gives him some advice. Wait, he's got the tag against Kurt Angle. He gives Angle some arm ringers. Angle turns it around and then Classic charges at him, but Angle gives him an arm drag. The Chavos have to bail from the ring again. Angle decides to finally tag Eddie and he takes a cheap shot at our guy. Eddie then does a weird dive that doesn't connect with anyone, which allows Chavo Sr. to get the jump on him. The Chavos finally have full control of this match. Classic chokes his own brother with the ref distracted. He has the tag now and gives Eddie a snap mirror and he tries to make Eddie tap. It doesn't work and Eddie fights back to his feet, but Chavo Guerrero tags his father's fat belly. Senior is tagged back in again soon after and he hits a European uppercut. Chavo Sr. goes back to the hammerlock now and then he just gives up and tags out. Eddie manages to hit a backbreaker to Junior and a dropkick to our guy and he tags Angle in. Kurt hits clotheslines and a big German suplex to Classic. Angle now tries the Angle slam, but Chavo Jr. saves him. All 4 men in the ring now, but the Chavos both get suplexed. Now it gets really weird. Kurt is holding his eye, but I've reloaded the video several times and no one did anything to his eye. Angle does an Angle slam to Eddie because he apparently can't see. The commentary team are going nuts about a thumb to the eye, but there wasn't one. I'm so confused. Angle's lying outside the ring injured. In the chaos, Chavo Sr. hits a DDT on Eddie. Chavo Guerrero Jr. finishes his uncle off with a frog splash. It's hard to know what went wrong here, but my guess is Chavo Classic was supposed to thumb Kurt in the eye, but it never happened. Thus, creating a match with a confusing ending. Chavo Sr. actually did more than I expected. Shame he didn't do an eye rake. There wasn't loads of moves, but he took some moves and gave some out. He also has good facial expressions. I'm giving his debut match a D. Match 2, Rey Mysterio vs Chavo Guerrero Sr. with his son. Sr. gets the jump on Rey with him distracted. He grabs Rey around the throat and shoves him into the corner. He now gives Rey a couple of uppercuts in the corner. Mysterio fights back with some low kicks. Sr. collapses to the floor and then Rey kicks him in the face. Rey gives him a West Coast pop and some punches. He wants to hit the 619, but Chavo Jr. saves his dad. And it seems to be this. It's an S.
No!
For what it's worth, which isn't much, match 3, tag match. Rey Mysterio teams up Spike Dudley, who's all oiled up. They face the Chavos. Chavo has new music and it makes me want to punch a brick.
Ooh, Chavo. Chavo, todo nombre.
The son will start this match with Rey. Senior runs into the match early because his son is losing. He gets a hip toss and a drop kick. Spike does a running stomp to him in the corner. It looks like it's almost over, but Chavo Classic stops Rey from diving and now he's legally in the match. He hits a butterfly suplex on Rey and tags straight back out. Chavo starts losing again, so Senior tries to interfere. He gets a headbutt to the gut. Spike also gives him a flying headlock takeover. Classic finally thinks he's got the match under control as he sends Spike into the corner. Rey is waiting though and he almost hits the 619. Then the match ends because Spike Dudley hits the acid drop on Junior whilst running up Senior. We really need a B show on Ring of the Hawk to send these jobbers and people who didn't appear on proper shows. I'll give him a D because he was a bit more involved in this match. Match 4, 2-on-1 handicap match, John Cena versus the Chavos. I'm going to hunt down the girl who featured on Chavo's entrance music and punch her in the gut. John Cena beats up Chavo Guerrero with ease. This allows the dad to offer some advice to his son. John Cena throws a packet of nuts at Chavo Guerrero Jr. The match continues with Cena winning it. Despite that, the match turns when Chavo Sr. charges into the ring in slow motion. He gets knocked down by Cena, but that's enough for Chavo Jr. to get the advantage. Chavo Classic continues to be involved, kneeing Cena in the back so Chavo can hit a dropkick. Chavo Sr. is now legally in the match for the first time, but all he can manage is a few stomps before he runs away and tags out. Every time Cena looks like he's waking up, Chavo dumps in his nappy and tags his son back in. Cena does eventually wake up and get back in the match, and he wants to hit the FU on Chavo Jr., but his dad saves him. Chavo Classic does the "you can't see me" to Cena. It doesn't work, and Cena gives him the FU. The match isn't over though, because Chavo Jr. shoves Cena out of the ring. Rene Dupree appears at ringside and he sends Cena into the ring pole. Chavo Guerrero Jr. hits the brainbuster, and he's just pinned John Cena. Chavo Guerrero has beaten John Cena. Doesn't sound real, it sounds like a bad joke. I'll give Classic this, he was very entertaining in this match, I'll give him a C. Match 5, Jacqueline. No, don't turn the video off, I've not lost the plot. She beat Chavo Jr. and took his Cruiserweight title away, so she will take on Chavo Sr. now, who's accompanied by his son. Classic demands redemption for his family and he tells Jackie she doesn't have the balls to fight him. He's made me laugh a couple of times now. Classic seems to be taking it easy, he takes Jackie down and spanks her. He then turns his back and he gets drop kicked out the ring. He rushes back into the ring, but he gets a drop toe hold. Jackie plays mind games now, but it's a bad choice because Chavo Classic shunts her into the corner and does a snap near. Classic puts on the abdominal stretch now, but Jackie gets him off with a hip toss. Classic isn't down long and he suplexes her. He tries a pump handle, but Jackie reverses it and almost rolls him up. Chavo Classic is in real trouble now as he gets hit with a tornado DDT. Classic tries to slow her down by sending her into the ring apron. The ref is distracted and Chavo Jr. knocks her off the ring apron. He rolls her back into the ring and Chavo Classic gets the free just like that. The women weren't very durable back in the day, were they? After the match, Jackie pulls his trousers down to expose his red lingerie. So it was a comedy match. When's he going to get it together and have some serious matches? It's a D for this sort of funny match. You know what, I'm actually surprised how much mic time Chavo Classics had. It's more than the majority of the Ring of Hawk competitors combined. Chavo Guerrero Jr. gets his title back from Jackie at Judgment Day, but the following SmackDown, we get this match. Match 6, Cruiserweight title triple threat. The champion Chavo Guerrero Jr. versus the challengers, his dad, Chavo Classic, and also Spike Dudley. It seems like this would be a glorified handicap match. Spike tries to outpace them, but he eventually gets beaten down. Chavo Classic hits a hard chop to Spike's chest. Spike gets a sudden burst of energy and he sends Classic out the ring. Classic stops him by tripping him up from the outside of the ring. The Chavos hit a double hip toss, but Spike is still fighting back. Chavo Classic almost wins the Cruiserweight title with a roll up on Spike. The Guerreros continue their double beatdown. Spike again gets another burst of energy and hits a double top rope crossbody to the Chavos. He also does the arm drag leg scissors combination on them. He headbutts Classic out of the ring again now. Spike should have the match won with the acid drop on Chavo Jr. now. It's not often we get title wins on Ring of the Hawk, so it's another C for continuing to entertain me. He's certainly more bearable than his son. He actually has a gimmick rather than just being, Chavo, I'm a Guerrero. Match 7, Cruiserweight title. Chavo Jr. is now his dad's ring announcer, so he's now taken a step down the totem pole. The champion has a rope now and his son seems to be very proud of him. Chavo Classic will face Jimmy Yang. Chavo Classic hits a swinging net break almost straight away. He tries another one but it's countered. Yang runs around him and hits a leg lariat. He hits a nice top rope dive on Classic, but Chavo Jr. takes the referee so it's not over. When he is finally able to make the pin, it's just a 2. Classic now sends Jimmy Yang out of the ring. Chavo Jr. hits a spinning DDT on the outside of the ring on him. He gets him back in the ring and that's a 3. Great character work, but it's not a lot of anything else. It went less than 2 minutes, it's an S. Match 8, Cruiserweight title. The challenger, Funaki, versus Chavo Classic, the champion with his son. This guy just cracks me up. Chavo Classic gets arm drags from Funaki. He screams in pain as Funaki yanks on his arm and he throws Funaki off. Funaki starts running and Chavo catches him with a gut-wrench suplex. He follows it up by grabbing his head and doing a flying headlock takedown from the corner. The crowd cheer, I think he's actually getting over. Funaki takes a cheap shot and drop kicks him from behind. Funaki gets distracted by Chavo Jr. on the outside and he misses his next drop kick. Funaki does manage to fight back with a kick from the floor. He gives Chavo Classic a shoulder to the gut and he sells it like a real punch to the gut. Funaki is about to dive, but Chavo Jr. shoves him off the top rope. Classic makes the pin for the 3. After the match, a bunch of desperate looking housewives swarm the ring and they're all over Classic. This carries on after the match, with Classic now describing himself as a sex symbol. Chavo Jr. leaves and it's then revealed that Classic actually paid the women to do this. He's really into this one granny. The whole thing is a C for entertainment value. I think at this point he might actually be more popular than his son ever was. Match 9, final match. I was just starting to enjoy this. Cruiserweight title. The challenger Rey Mysterio Jr. versus the champion Chavo Classic with his son. Classic starts with a nice hip toss. He starts working on Rey's arm. Rey gets him off and charges at him, so Classic throws him with a gut wrench. Now Classic hits a top rope moonsault to a standing Rey Mysterio, but that's just a 2. What the hell is going on? Mysterio realises he's getting embarrassed, so he does a head scissors. Rey quickly springs off the rope to a West Coast pop. He gets rid of Chavo Jr. and connects with the 619. Rey Mysterio wins with a springboard leg drop. It's a D because of that moonsault, but in reality this was just a 2-minute match. And that ends the classic run of Chavo Classic. Chavo Classic passed away in 2017. And you know, I don't like to talk ill of the dead. And I won't need to on this video. All that's left to do is shove him a final grade for the Ring of the Hawk Season 2. I wish we got Chavo Sr. rather than Chavo Jr. in recent times. He was very entertaining and understood his character. Just listen to the crowds, they were cheering him more and more as this went on. It could have gone on for longer. And I know this is essentially a joke, but comedy has its place in wrestling, as long as it's not over the top. Chavo Classic's final grade on Ring of the Hawk Season 2 is a C. I would definitely hire him for the roster to give us something a bit different. I recently realised that Chavo Jr.'s run in TNA would count if I took a few matches away. And I really don't want to make that video. So why am I even talking about it? I don't know. Shut up or I'll smack you on Hawk.